Hey guys, Gabi here from Ray Studios, and today I'm gonna be comparing the X-Way Atlas Pro two-wheel drive against the Meepo Hurricane. Let's get into it. I got both these boards. On my left, Meepo Hurricane. On my right, the X-Way Atlas Pro. I will refer to it from now on as ATP. First, we're gonna talk quickly about design and style. So when it comes to design, the Meepo Hurricane looks a lot more boxy. It has a very strong concave and drop-down design that kind of hold your feet in place, you may say, while the X-Way Atlas Pro, both the concave and the drop-down, it's just very, very gently. I personally prefer this. It is a lot more comfortable, especially while riding for long periods of time. But this strong design with the concave and the very deep drop-down, it kind of hold your feet in place, especially when going really fast uphill. It's up to you which one is best for you. When it comes to style, well, that giant orange logo in the middle of the deck, that's a no-no for me. I don't like it. It's huge. It feels like this board was aimed at teenagers in a way. I personally would much rather prefer riding something like this that is more mature, more refined. I would even say it looks more premium. Even so, they're both really good quality. They're both made out of carbon fiber, and they both have an IP rating. So the X-Way Atlas Pro have an IP rating of 55. The Meepo Hurricane have an IP rating of 67. What that means, they both can take a splash and be ridden during a rainy day. That's no problem. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a little bit dangerous and quite gross because you're gonna get all splash. Well, you have the mud guard for the X-Way. I don't have them, but you could buy them. I'm not sure about the Meepo, but yeah, I still don't recommend ride on rainy days. Okay, another thing is that I don't like is that giant orange arrow right there on top of the deck. Generally speaking, I say they both looks okay, just don't like the logo. That's a really not cool. And then the motors on the Meepo Hurricane, they're a lot bigger than the motors on the X-Way. That doesn't translate well when it comes to power. We're going to talk about power a little bit later. When it comes to the remotes, well, we have both here, Meepo, X-Way. I like more the style of the X-Way, even so I like the bigger screen on the Meepo. They're both very plasticky, but I feel like this is more, it feels more cheap, the buttons and everything, while this is more minimalist design, looks a little bit better, and allow me to change a lot of settings directly from the remote control. Here we can change the brake from 1 to 4, here is 1 to 9. We can set it to turbo, we can change the ratio, we can change quite a few things that I'm not so sure if this can do it as well. We have Link E ESC on the Meepo. So it's the Meepo Link E ESC, so they have like a custom made that is, if you're familiar with electric cables, Link E ESC might scare you away, but this Link ESC is actually really, really good. In here we have a FOC ESC, or FOC, however you want to call it. In my opinion, probably the best ESC, even better than Hobbywing. So, but still, it's up to you which one you prefer. So we try both these boards going downhill, see if they hold their brakes, because that's something that many people will say about the Link ESC, that they can hold the brake on a downhill. And actually, the FOC ESC hold the brakes better downhill than the Link ESC. That was very interesting. Another thing is, these have motor detection, meaning you turn on the remote, it will turn on the board, while this one, you need to turn on the remote and give a bit of a kick push to the board so they start. Honestly, this is faster. I still kind of prefer this one. I just like to put my board on the floor, and by the time I put it on the floor, I already turned this on, so it's on anyway. But like I said, it's about preferences. You might prefer this over this, or this over this. Up to you. Okay. All right, guys. So we are now gonna test the climbing ability on both these boards. So like I said at the beginning, there is a bit of a weight difference between me and my sister Michael, which is now handling the camera. So I weighed about 88, he weighed 80. He's wearing a backpack and a bigger helmet, so maybe about the same, but we're gonna do the test twice, me riding the Atlas, and then we're gonna swap. I will be riding the Meepo and hit the Atlas. And you can see this hill is massive. It's like actually kind of scary. It's very steep. So we're gonna try it out and see how it works. Hey, but look at that. Oh, it really slow down. Yeah. Okay, we are both with the brake fully engaged, and he's with the Lingy ESC, which is famous to hold the brakes on inclines. Actually, is actually this board the one that can hold the brakes on the incline. They both keep rolling, but this one is better. When it comes to the riding experience, they're both pretty good. I like a little bit more the tracks on the X-Way Atlas Pro. It feels more comfortable, feels better for carving. Even so, we have much more concave on the Meepo. This carves better, I don't know how, but it does. It also feels that they're about the same amount of clearance. Maybe the Atlas have a little bit more clearance. So for all-terrain, these are not true all-terrain, these are 2-in-1 80 boards. But if you're gonna go over grass or some gravel, they're both perfectly fine, they're both very powerful. When it comes to range, the Meepo does have a little bit more range, but keep in mind that the ATP does have an aux pack that is releasing very soon, and it's supposed to basically triple the range, which is pretty insane. It's gonna be a lot of range for you to travel really long distances. We are doing a pit stop at the office. That's because you're waiting for the sun to go down. We're gonna be doing our last test, performance test. We're gonna be drag racing the sports, and the best time to do that is late at night. That's when there is less traffic. We're very concerned about safety, of course, because the sports are so incredibly fast. While we are at it, waiting for the night to unfold, I gotta tell you that the X-Way Atlas Pro that has an app that connects with either your iPhone or Android devices, and you can do some really cool stuff, like for example adjusting the acceleration curve or the braking curve. It also has a dashboard in which you can check the temperature of the motors, the revolutions, the total odometer, and even how much carbon dioxide have you saved by riding an electric skateboard instead of a car. You can also do firmware upgrades over there, very easy and simple procedure with the app. Also want to mention that inside the X-Way Atlas Pro box, there were an extra set of bushings. So those bushings are a little bit softer and ideal for carving. So if you're not planning to ride super fast, you do not need the low ribbon bushings that come pre-installed on the X-Way Atlas Pro. It's better to change it for the other one. At the moment I have a combination of both. All right, I guess we're gonna wait a few minutes and we're gonna head out. Okay guys, final test here. You're gonna be drag racing 100 meters. The reason we are doing only 100 meters is because it's dangerous to do any longer. If we do any longer, I guess the Atlas Pro will have also an advantage because it have a higher top end speed, but we're only staying at 100 meters. We're also gonna be testing the brakes. This road, middle of the night, it still have some cars and bikes going around, but it's a lot better than during the day. The reason I'm not racing is because I'm heavy. I'm heavier than any of my other fellow riders, but Happy here is 80 kilograms, Mike here is 80 kilograms. They're both better riders than me, so you guys, go have fun. I'm gonna start braking on this car, which is about 90 meters. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. this time is happy riding both boards. So it's gonna brake on one, then grab the other one and brake on the other one, and we're gonna measure the distance in between them. Bring it. Okay, with the exact same rider, stopping in the exact same time, there is, I would say, about a meter, a meter difference. They're very, very close, to be honest. You can see here the difference.
All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. You enjoyed all the tests that we had done. Thanks, Michael, for helping out.
No problem.
Racing. I'm kind of like, and I'm still a little overweight, and there is no one who can match my weight. But if there is a takeaway here, I think it's like these boards are a little bit too fast.
Yeah, a bit too fast.
So Michael liked to ride way faster than me. He's a bit of a psycho, and even using the like, too much, right? Also the braking, right? The wheels locks, and they don't just lock for like 5 centimeters like the boards before. They lock like a meter.
Yeah.
Like depending how you ride, you can lock. Well, he likes drifting now, so you're kind of happy with these brakes, right?
Yeah, but the ATP, it's way too strong. It's like a car brake.
Yeah, I guess for people, I think there is like maybe like 5% of riders who can actually appreciate that power. Both these boards, the ATP and the Meepo, they're both way too fast. Now, if you're not experienced, I just simply don't recommend this.
Yeah, definitely not.
You're gonna get smacked. It's danger.
Yeah.
Unless you're very conscious of what you're riding and you set a second gear or third gear, and be very careful. These boards are actually very powerful, both of them. I don't want to say that one is better than the other one, but I feel like the newer X-Ride Atlas Pro did perform a little bit better, but they're both really amazing boards. Link in the description for both these boards. If you appreciate this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.